Kyle had been used to seeing his girlfriend Marie doing her lipstick and mascara when they drove places. Although he had seen Marie pull out her lipstick before he started the engine, he had just assumed she was going to put it on her own lips. It was dusk. Carrie and Rachel were asleep in the back of the car. Kyle was therefore caught by surprise when, as they had just started to leave the car park, Marie suddenly reached over and applied her lipstick to his lips, and he could do nothing to escape her doing it. "Pucker up your lips like you see other women do," Marie instructed him. However, instead of objecting that he was not a woman, Kyle, without thinking, did as he was told. This was a new experience for him. Kyle knew from the sticky feeling of his lips separating that he now had lipstick covering both of his recently puckered lips. "What have you done?" Kyle said, stopping the car, as he saw the flamenco red shade of lipstick Marie had just persuaded him to cover both his lips within the rearview mirror. There was, however, no mistaking that he was now wearing lipstick. The mascara Marie had painted his eyelashes with earlier that morning was less obvious. Marie had done that to him whilst he was shaving. "Don't worry," Marie giggled, watching him look at his lips. "It will come off tomorrow. Are you trying to turn me into a girl?" Marie hesitated before responding. She had noticed, with disappointment, that Kyle had not reacted in the same way that her previous boyfriend Brian had when she painted Brian's eyelashes with mascara that morning. In Brian's case too, she had done it to him whilst he was shaving. When Marie had got Brian with her mascara, she had known, almost immediately, that his masculinity was about to collapse like a house of cards. Brian had known and understood that he was about to be feminized. Brian had been persuaded to become Brittany before they had left the bathroom. But Kyle's reaction had been different. Kyle had been secure enough in his masculinity to have no problem with wearing mascara. He didn't seem to see the mascara as a step towards Marie feminizing him at all. So, even now that Marie had painted his lips, Marie had no sense that Kyle's masculinity was like a house of cards and was about to collapse at all. Kyle just seemed to see her putting lipstick on him as a little joke of hers. Kyle did not appear to necessarily anticipate Marie wanted to take matters any further. Kyle didn't appear to fully understand that Marie really wanted to turn him into a girl. Marie therefore had no idea what he felt about it and whether he would let her turn him into a girl or not. But Marie definitely did want to turn Kyle into a girl. She could already picture Kyle lip-syncing "Can't Get You Out of My Head," just like she had imagined Brian singing "Work Bitch." So Marie was silent. As they drove, Marie thought further about how to respond to Kyle. She had often thought of feminizing a boyfriend as being like laying siege to a castle. With Brian, as with other boyfriends, putting mascara on her boyfriend had been like Marie's way of announcing her intentions. It was like an invitation to her boyfriend to let down his drawbridge and open the gate. In Brian's case, the drawbridge had been down and the gates had been wide open. It had been very simple to turn him into a pop princess impersonator. However, Marie was having to work harder here. Putting mascara on Kyle had been like finding the drawbridge up and the gates closed. His response had been like her approach had not been acknowledged at all. Kyle was different from her previous boyfriends. He was a real man. So Marie had realized she needed to be more direct. She had taken the unusual step of putting lipstick on Kyle. This, for Marie, had been hurling a rock over the castle wall. However, now that she had done this, there had been a response. Kyle's question had been an acknowledgement of the possibility that Marie was trying to turn him into a girl. It represented then a lowering of the drawbridge, but the gates were still closed. Marie needed to think carefully about how she was going to get the gates to open. It had been hard work to get the drawbridge open. Although he had now acknowledged the possibility of what she was doing, the last thing that she wanted was the drawbridge to go back up. Just how would Marie keep the possibility that she wanted to turn Kyle into a girl in his head without answering his question directly? As Marie was not sure how he would react, Marie was now starting to think that she was going to need to be slightly more subtle if she was going to get the gates to open. Marie might have to think about another ways of announcing that she was trying to turn Kyle into a girl without actually telling him that this was exactly what she wanted to do. Yes, Marie was starting to think she might have to avoid any further rock-throwing lipstick moves if she was to turn Kyle into Kylie. Marie asked herself, what am I doing? Where am I? Marie told herself, I am on a road trip. How was this relevant to what I am trying to do with Kyle? Marie asked herself. Marie found herself thinking about how what she had done with her previous boyfriends was drive them along the road to femininity. Her previous boyfriends had got into the car with her when they had got into a relationship with her. Marie realized she did not want to tell Kyle where she was driving him. Marie needed to drive him along the road to femininity until Kyle was ready to drive the car himself. This would be when Kyle came to think that he had always wanted to be a woman. Just then Marie noticed how Kyle was pouting at himself in the rearview mirror just like a real woman. Oh, Kyle was going to look good as Kylie. Marie told herself. Maybe this was not going to be so hard, Marie thought. Marie realized that although she had not told Kyle that she was trying to turn him into a girl, he had not showed any opposition to either wearing mascara or lipstick. Although Kyle was in a car full of women, he was the only one wearing lipstick and mascara. Marie decided that she would accidentally spray Kyle with her perfume. As Marie sprayed him with her perfume, Kyle said, "Hey, what was that for?" "Sorry, it was an accident," Marie said. "Anyway, you are in a car full of women. Who's going to notice? It is only normal that you will come out smelling like a woman." Marie was getting the hang of driving Kyle along this road. Again, she had not told him that she was trying to turn him into a girl, but Kyle was now wearing mascara, lipstick, and perfume and had not raised any real objections to his feminization. Marie noticed, however, that Kyle was a lot quieter than Kyle would normally be. However, Marie had no intention of stopping with just the mascara, lipstick, and perfume. As they drove on through the night, Marie could see that Kyle was starting to struggle to stay awake. Marie offered to take over driving the car. She noticed that Kyle had stopped pouting and seemed to have forgotten that he was wearing mascara, lipstick, and perfume. He said that they were getting low on petrol. They pulled into a service station. Carrie and Rachel had woken up. Marie said that the three of them were going to the toilet. Kyle was puzzled when the cashier looked at him and said, "It takes all sorts," as he paid for the petrol. The girls came back. Marie had a black wig with pleated pigtails, Carrie had a ginger one with pleated pigtails, and Rachel had an electric blue wig with pleated pigtails, and they wanted to do a road trip photograph. They had a blonde one for Kyle. Kyle feigned reluctance to wear it, but Marie realized at that point that the drawbridge was still down and the gates to the castle were opening. Kyle was further along the road to femininity than she had thought. Marie and the girls simply needed to call him a killjoy and Kyle would put on the wig. They did, and he did. It was odd how a wig could make a man look like a woman. Marie smiled when she looked at the photo. Kyle looked just as feminine as the rest of them, but he was the only one wearing makeup. Carrie and Rachel got back into the car as Kyle told Marie about what the cashier said and how he was puzzled by the reaction of the cashier. He was still wearing his wig, but the others had taken their wigs off. "Why do you think he said that?" Kyle asked. The drawbridge was well and truly down and the gates were wide open. "I have no idea, Kylie," Marie giggled. "But it's probably because of the fact he's not used to seeing men wearing lipstick and mascara. I bet you that we could get you to look so like a woman so that no one would know that you are a man. Will you agree to wear a dress if you accept that you look like a girl?" "Marie, I'll put the dress on because I know that with this wig on I already do." Marie and Kyle went to the ladies' toilet with a bag of clothes. Marie helped Kyle dress as a girl for the first time. A few minutes later, Marie and Kylie got back in the car. Kylie put on the Fever CD. Marie was delighted as she watched Kylie sing just like the real Kylie.